What's going on? What's going on, everybody? This is Rocco with Rockos Gaming. Today, I'm bringing you something a little different. It's not a gaming video. It's actually an aquaponic system video. If anyone that knows me knows that I am very passionate about aquaponics. And what aquaponics is turning a fish tank into feeding your plants. All right. Now, I have built several of these over the years. I have built 20-gallon ones, a little 2-gallon one like I'm building today. This one is it's my first attempt at this particular brand of building one. Normally the ones that I build are made of plexiglass with wooden frames and stuff like that for everything, for the housing and everything. But today this one is going to be built out of just a what do you call this thing? This one's storage tote. There we go. Today this one's going to be built out of a storage tote. And what we're going to do is we're going to drill these little holes right here, one right there, and we're going to drill one right there. All right, right there. So what that's going to do is one is going to pump the water through. The other right here is going to drain the water back into the tank. Now, aquaponics, like I said, the fish waste feeds the plants. And this is an amazing technology that has been around for centuries. The ancient Mayans, Indians, stuff like that, they've all used this technology. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to take my little drill, right here, my little drill, and we're going to drill the hole. All right, if I can line this shot up and drill at the same time, which I cannot do. So I'm going to sit you guys down, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'll bring you guys back. Don't drill super fast because this is plastic, it will break. Okay, so we drilled the hole. We're running the tube through the hole into the tank. That tube is going to hook up to this pump, okay? And it's going to flow the water from here up into here. It's not going to be this long whenever I'm done with it. Right now it's just, you know, I haven't cut it off because I need to make sure it's all evened out. We're going to take this nozzle right here, this nozzle right here, and we're going to place it right here, okay? So the water can flow out from here into this. And we want it to be down as low as possible so the roots are not sitting in water constantly. That can cause root rot and stuff like that. Some roots are okay with it, like tomato plants and pumpkin plants, stuff like that. Stuff that grows up above the ground. You don't want to do it with sweet potatoes, onions, stuff like that. You do not want those roots constantly in water because, yes, they will rot. So whenever I come back, we'll have this hole dug out and that plug in there for the water drainage. Okay, so we now have the hole drilled, and this little will go right there, all right? And that's all it's going to do. All right, it's just going to sit in there. Now, we want to seal this up so no water really drips down through it. It won't really matter if water does drip down through it because it's sitting inside of the tank, all right? But just in case the water might seep out this way and come out the little sides, it would go everywhere, and you don't want that. So what we're going to do is we're going to seal that hole up a little bit with some caulking, and you want to make sure you're using water-safe caulking. All right, you don't want to use like super glue and stuff like that that could damage your plants, hurt your fish, that kind of things. All right, today I'm not going to use that caulking because I want to be able to remove this whenever I need to so it can drain quicker. Because sometimes if you have to take this off and move it, not being able to remove this really sucks. So, you know, you'll have standing water in there, and then water will splash off and run into here, and then it'll go everywhere while you're trying to move it. So today, I'm not going to move this. I want to see how it's going to work without me doing it. So I'm going to actually go get some water, pour into here, and see how it's going to drain. Okay? Okay, so I got some water. We're going to pour it into here real slow. See just how she drains. Alright, we're going to come down here and see how she's draining. Alright, she's actually got a decent flow. So that's not too bad. It's not real loud either. Where's that water dripping from? Okay, we are having a little leakage in the other pipe itself, in the suction pipe, but that's okay. Because like I said, everything, in this model it's okay. And because everything is right above the tank, nothing is off to the side or anything. So if it's leaking back into the tank, that's fine for this model. Because it's all inside the tank. If it was all just a little bit outside the tank, running into the tank, we wouldn't want that. But this is actually working very good. And if you notice, there's not a lot of standing water up here. Okay? Very, very little, because the drain is so far down. And that's what you want. All right, you want the drain so far down. Now, what we're going to do is put a little mesh over that, a little netting or something, so rocks won't fill it up. Because you are going to be putting rocks in this, so you don't want rocks filling up your drain. So we're going to find a little bit of netting or something around here. I've got something. I like to use everything recyclable. If I can make it recyclable, I'm going to use that as recyclable material. I'm thinking about taking a water bottle, cutting it apart, putting holes into it, and using that for the drain. Because it's recyclable. Might as well use it, right? So let me try that, see how that works, and then I'll come back with you. Okay, so what I did was I took a piece of Gatorade bottle and placed over top of the drain hole. So it would kind of help stop the rocks from going into the drain hole a little bit, all right? And this is basically what your system's going to look like right here, okay? Your water is going to pump up into here, filter through the rocks. The rock is going to catch all the bad bacteria. It's going to feed your plants. The plants are going to feed off of that bacteria, and then it's going to flow right back into the I just had an idea. Hold on. I got something better than this. And you're going to appreciate this idea. Okay, so I got another idea while we were doing that with the little Gatorade bottle. It did not work. Another idea came to me for a Propel bottle, would fit over the hole perfectly, and I drilled a hole in the base of it right here. I think you can see it right there. It's lined up perfect where it'll flow into the drain that I've already got down there. I've got a piece of pillow filling I like to use for filters. I've got it stuffed into the hole, and it still flows perfectly. So what this does now is the rocks filter it as it comes over here, filters all the way over to here, goes into this Propel water, into that little hole right here, into this little filter cloth, and then into the drain hole itself, and it flows amazingly. I'm going to show you real quick. Actually, I have to fill the water bottle back up because I just actually tested it to make sure it worked before I put it back on camera. So give me 1 second, fill the water bottle back up, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I got the whole system redrained. As you can see, we're going to put water into the top part here so you can see how it flows down the drain, okay? By the time we're done, we're going to have it all hooked up to this, so this can run all through here and then drain into here. But I want you to see how it's going to drain with the way I've got it all hooked up. So let's get you situated. Get you all situated. There we go. All right, as you can see, it is draining quite fast into that hole from up here. Now it won't go like that. It won't be this full all the time. It will have a constant drain to it. All right, so the roots and stuff are going to get nice and wet, and then they're going to get dry again. It won't always be up like this. It should not always be up like this. It should have a constant flow. You can adjust your pump to a low flow or a high flow or a medium flow, wherever you like. I like to keep mine on a very low flow just so it doesn't get this full all the time. Because like I said, you don't want your roots rotten. Not all of them will rot, but some of them will. It just depends on them. And as you can see, this is actually flowing quite nicely right through there. And see, it's catching all the excess. That's why you put that little filter fuzz in there to catch the excess, and it keeps it out of the water. See? I'm going to flip you upside down. Get the camera down there, maybe. There you go. See? Not a lot of excess down there. By the time we're done, see, this is, you're seeing some excess there because there is some dirt on the rocks. These are old rocks of mine that I was using for a like a 100-gallon fish tank I had. I hadn't turned it into an aquaponic system yet, but I'm working on that one. So, but as you see, it just flows right on down. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to hook the pump up to that hose right here, and we're going to see how all this actually functions right, all right, and proper. So let me get back to that, and by the time I come back, we'll have that hooked up. Okay, so I've got the tank filled up with water. I've got the pump situated. I have got it hooked up to the hose, as you would say, and then I've got the filter ready. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to turn it on and let it cycle some water through so you can see how high it's actually going to get inside the well, the garden bed, I guess you're going to say. So let me turn this on. I'm going to plug it in so you can see just how high, because if you keep it on low, it's not going to get super high. All right, I got it on low. There's the water coming out. All right, it's not pumping out more water than the drain can handle. All right, and that's what you want to make sure. If you've got it pumped up on high, you better have your drain a little bigger. Okay, I don't have my drain super big, so it doesn't drain super fast, but you know, it does drain, and it has a nice flow to it, as you can see down there. Right, boop, right there. All right, that's the drain. All right, that's the water flowing out. So it's never going to get any higher than that right there. All right, so that water level is right, where's my finger? Right there. There's my finger. Okay, that's not very high. That is less than an inch. All right, and you're going to fill it about another, you can fill it up to about right here. You don't want to fill past the you don't want to fill past the well, my brain has just went on a complete fart today. The pump tube. There we go. Could not think of that word. The pump tube. All right, so the water is going to come up, flow through the rocks, go through the drain. There's your pump tube. All right, all that's being filtered right now. Excess filtering is always good. Now, if your pH balance spikes, you got to keep an eye on your pH balance too, because that is super important for your fish and your plants. All right, if you have a ammonia spike, it's going to kill everything. All right, I've had those happen to me before. I've lost all my tomato plants. I had tomato plants that were stretching about like 12 feet up in the air. They were huge, and I grew them out of this right here. This can grow corn. It can grow anything you could possibly think of. It can grow. All right. I've seen sweet potatoes growing out of these, but it's hard. The first one will rot, like the root one will rot, and they'll branch out and go everywhere else, which is what you want a sweet potato to do, of course. But I would recommend not growing anything that has to grow straight down in the ground in one of these, because I just don't think, in my opinion, they work the best for them. All right, we've got no leaks on it, which is always what you want to make sure of. No leaks. I'm going to do a quick look around. Yep, no leaks from it, which is always what you want. And as you can see up in here, it's not holding water. Now, if you want to, you can actually add worms to this too. If you stack it up higher, you can put a little bedding of this filter cloth, which is just pillow fluff, like right around here, all right, where it's not going to stay super wet, but it's still going to stay moist, and where all the water's coming out of. Worms would love to eat around this and eat on this. So that you could really put some worms in here and do some real good, all right? Worms always help out your system. No matter if it's a ground system or an aquaponic system, worms are the key, all right? Now for this itself, unless this is going to be outside, you don't really need an algae eater, unless it's going to be in the window, all right? Now, because windows, you know, that direct sun into here will create algae. So an algae eater would not be a bad idea. If you're going to have it inside and put a grow light right around this system, that is awesome. Grow lights work amazing for these. You clip a little one right on here, it shines right down, you're good to go, all right? So the kind of fish you can use is just about anything. You can use one little beta if you want to, a ton of feeder fish, goldfish, it does not matter. Just, you know, like common sense, no saltwater fish. You know, don't be an idiot. And the reason you gotta say that is because there are some idiots out there. But the system's been running for a few minutes, and as you see, it is not past that line. Alright? So, if you fill the rocks up, and you put the roots in, the roots are gonna stretch down, they're gonna come down to this water to feed. Alright? And I got my hands a little wet, it's okay. But that's what you want. You want the roots to grow, all right? Now, you can do a floating system where you just put a piece of styrofoam on top of this, and you just and you take a cup and drill out a hole and put the cup into it. You can do that too, all right? There's a lot of commercial growing properties that do this. They float grow lettuce and spinach and stuff like that. It's amazing for lettuce. This is like a lettuce monument right here. If you wanted to grow lettuce in this, you could do it. All right, and I know monument's probably not the word I want to use, but you know what I'm talking about. Lettuce can thrive in something like this. What else am I trying to think? I know I'm saying a lot, and I'm so sorry for that. I don't really do one of these. Wow. Now that I've noticed I'm saying that, I'm really catching myself. I don't really do this stuff that often. Where I have the camera and just free range speaking. I'm always on the video game, so I just kind of go with the flow on the game. But this is something I'm very passionate about. I love gardening, homesteading, and everything like that. And actually, here in a couple months, you're going to start getting some homesteading videos on my channel, because we're going to be raising meat rabbits, quails, a couple pigs, some turkey, some ducks, stuff like that at my new house. Yes, we are moving from this house to a new house here soon. Within the next couple months, we're going to be purchasing it. It's a big deal for us. We've been saving for a very long time trying to get us to this point. It's just me and my son, so we're really excited. So I hope that you all enjoyed the video. I hope I explained this good enough for you. If I did, and if you like it, leave a comment down below telling me what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. Let me know how I can do a better video for you on this stuff in the future. Because if you want me to, I can show you how to build my giant 20-gallon system. That is something that takes a long time to build. It took me about 6 months to build it, because it was my very first one, and I had to draw the plans out, build it 3 different ways, completely destroy it every single time. My 4th attempt, I actually got it built. It was epic. I put it into my sister's classroom because she's a teacher for the 3rd grade, I think it is. I think it's the 3rd grade she teaches. Honestly, can't remember. But it went over very well with the kids. The only problem was it killed a couple fish because they got around the pump. And that's why I suggest you keep the pump on low, because the suction won't suck the fish in and kill them as if you left it on high. So, you know, keep it on low. And like I said, this whole time that we've been talking has not went past this mark. And that's a good thing. Now, if you wanted a bell siphon system in one of these, I don't know how that would work, because I just not sure how to build a bell siphon into one of these. A bell siphon would just, it would go so high up and then just suck everything straight down. It wouldn't be a horrible idea, but if you could figure out how to build a bell siphon for this, I suggest you do it, because bell siphons are awesome on the way they work, on the way they flow. But I do like them this way right here because, like I said, the water doesn't go very high. It is constantly flowing through the rocks. It's not always the same water here. This is actually getting cycled back through and going into here, and then it's going into here. There you go. And then you're just getting more water, more water, more water. It's all fresh water every time. This does not stand here, all right? This is getting pushed over. My hand, sorry. This is getting pushed from here over to here. All this is getting pushed into the drain, all right? Now, once in a while, you are going to have to change out your fluff, all right? And all you got to do for that is just pick it up and just change it out. That's all you got to do, all right? And see, me taking that off didn't really change that at all. It did not change the height of the water at all much. So, when you're done, you just put it back. And you're good to go. Alright? So, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. If you didn't, I'm sorry. If you did, that's awesome. But, like all you said you need to do is a 2-gallon tank, 2-gallon Tupperware container. My hand, sorry. The hose, the pump. I got my pump at Harbor Freight for $5. Harbor Freight is where I get most of my equipment. My equipment to build my aquaponic systems. And the biggest thing that you need for an aquaponic system is a pump. All right. You can also use a solar-powered pump, and they do sell solar power panels, which I do suggest those because I love solar power. So if you can do it, solar power. But if you can't do it, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. There's a lot of channels out there for aquaponics. My best suggestion is go to the Straw Hat Farmer. He is that's where I've learned a lot of my aquaponic techniques from him. He is awesome. And if you look into homesteading, Slightly Redneck, or The Slightly Redneck, he does a lot of meat rabbit growing, quail growing, and composting. A little bit of composting, not a lot of it. He doesn't show a lot of that, but he does show you how to grow your own meat rabbits and your own quail. And he is the best person out there, I think, by far, to show you on how to do everything, because he walks you through step by step on how to do every single process. So, the Slightly Redneck, for your meat rabbits and your quails, and your other aquaponic systems is go to the Straw Hat Farmer. All right, he is they by far are the best ones, I think, to have any knowledge for everything. And I will leave a link to both of their videos, to their YouTube pages in this video down here. Just go to the descriptions, okay? A link to their videos will be in mine. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please hit the like, subscribe button. I really need the subscribers. I know that's so pathetic, but we're all on YouTube. We all need subscribers, you know? So I hope you enjoyed this, and y'all have a wonderful day, and God bless.